Welcome back to another video and my third video of the How Every Team Could Win VCT Champions series. This time I'm going to be doing all four Pacific teams. Now, three of these are going to be a pretty big stretch. A higher percentage than every other video that I've put out so far. After this, we just have China left, and then I have my top 10 list. I changed it from top 10 to top 20 just because top 20 was too long. And then I have some hot takes from Reddit that I'm going to review. And then I have my official pick'ems that are coming out about a day before the event, somewhere around there. Not exactly sure. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for all that content and everything like that. And let's get right into it. All right, so we'll start here with Paper Rex, and I think the biggest piece for this team is going to be something living up to the hype. I don't think there's been a more hyped up player going into an international event, or at least one that hasn't played one before. Yeah, I mean that I can remember. I don't maybe like back at like Berlin, maybe like Nats back then, maybe, but that's about it. Um, he needs to stay in his specific form and be just as good as he was there. Jing needs to stay in his form from Tokyo. Maybe not quite as crazy as he was at Tokyo, but something like that. Like he needs to go crazy. And honestly, this team is so consistently good with like the random like little util combos and just like on the fly stuff. And I think that can win a tournament for them. So I don't really think they need too much other than just individual form. I think Devi staying in form could really help them. Obviously, anybody staying in form could help them. Mind Freak, if he plays like he did at Copenhagen, then maybe you could argue he's like a big piece, but like he doesn't need to do too much. Like this team is just so reliant on the individual form that I don't think there's really too much else to say. All right, and next up is DRX. And this one's an interesting one because I personally just have no faith in this team to do anything. But they just really need to figure out a set roster, as everybody's been saying all year. They've just been playing Foxy 9 in and out, and nobody knows when they're gonna play who, and sometimes it seems like they don't even know, which is very concerning. But yeah, I think they need to do that. Something again that everybody's been calling for a long time, like 2+ years now. They need to work on their mid rounding and not just really rely on these like super set heavy executes. Um, like that's just I don't see them fixing that personally because that's been an issue for them for multiple years. Um, and then they just need to do something new. Like another thing, like they are just the same team that they were at Masters Reykjavik last year. I don't want to say the same team that was at Champions last or 2 years ago because they got grouped. But it's about the same team. Like they don't do too much new stuff. Obviously, they have like new ideas, but like a lot of their comps are specifically tailored to a super heavy XX style, like this one here that they're running in this bind game. Um, it's just it's just so bad. I mean, they obviously need Mako just to carry. They need Buzz to go absolutely crazy. And they probably just need Stacks to be on as an individual and as a caller, which is not going to happen. So these videos are meant to be like more positive and like I don't know, like exactly how I'd describe it, but like more tailored towards like the good parts of every team. But this DRX team is just so depressing that I don't think there's really a way to spin it that they could win this. Great. And the next up we have T1, and I think this one is honestly less of a stretch than DRX. This team definitely needs to fix some of the nerves issues that they had at Tokyo. Um, like you could just tell there were multiple moments where this team just got like they kind of folded under the pressure a little bit. Like, I mean, there was specifically I don't remember how deep into the game it was, um, but Ban had like a perfect flank on energy late. I'm pretty sure it was late in their Pearl game, and he just whiffed. And honestly, if they can fix most of that, this team should be good to maybe be able to win a playoff game, in my opinion. I think on top of that, they just need to build on like the structure that they've created, and just have better like mid-round, mid-game adaptations. Some a bit better IGLing from Zeta. Even though I thought his calling was actually pretty decent, it wasn't anything like crazy, but it was very very good. Um, it wasn't like top notch in the world, but it like I don't think it could compete with like finesse, boaster, like the top callers, but it's definitely like serviceable. I think that's the right word for that. And then obviously they're gonna need some individual pop offs from players like Ban, from Saya, and from Carpe specifically. Those are my three. I think Zeta can take a little dip if he's just calling a little bit better. Um, and then Munchkin, I don't have a ton of faith in him to pop the hell off. Like he'll have rounds where he just aces randomly, but like it's just not consistent because he just there's rounds where he'll just walk at the enemy on Killjoy and just die, which is not ideal. Um, so yeah, overall, I think I'm a lot higher up on this T1 team than a lot of people in the comments that on my power rankings list for me ranking them. I think it was seventh. Um, was not terribly pleasant. But I still have a lot of faith in this team. All they really have to do is make it to playoffs for my power rankings to come true. So I feel pretty good about that. And I do think this team does have the potential to make a run at champions. And then last up here, we have Zeta, who I do think this one is the least likely. I think they definitely have a shot to make a run similar to their Reykjavik run, but I don't think it would be anything like making the finals even. Um, but yeah, they're going to need Laz again, like he did at Reykjavik, just to kill every player in the server, kind of like he did in Pacific. He was just so good at like taking, like actually taking space aggressively, and I mean just killing people. I think he was top 10 in rating at Pacific LCQ, which actually seemed low for how good he played. Um, but yeah, he's very very good player, and I think it's definitely possible that he can get on a heater and help this team make a run. Um, 10 just needs to make better decisions. He's a very, very good mechanical player, but some of the decisions he makes in game are just awful. Like, I know it wasn't really a bad decision, it's more of a mistake, but there was a round on Lotus where he got like tagged down to like 2 HP or something like that. Um, or in this grand final specifically. I thought I'd mention that. And there's a breach aftershock in front of him. And he like in the last pulse of it walks into it for some reason. Um, just shit like that, where he's just like not really considering the situation at all. Um, yeah, 10 just needs to get better at that. And then I think this team also should try to run less like double duelist comps like this, and maybe transfer back to the single duelist. Like you could play this. I don't know what 10's actually comfortable on though. He's like I don't know how well these comps are going to work against top teams. I think you could catch a few teams off guard at the beginning of a tournament with these, but I don't think you're going to make a run like even to like top six with these comps, which is my issue. Um, and yeah, I think they just need to overall like have a little bit more pace in their attack sides, and then I think they should be good to be able to, at very minimum, make a run. I think if they do all this, they should definitely make it out of groups, and then in playoffs, I think it should be fairly I mean, I don't want to say fairly simple, but depending on who they get in like the first round, maybe they can make a lower bracket run after that, but it'll really be dependent on that. And so with that, that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm going to be doing one more of these for China after this video. And then we got, I'm going to be reviewing some Reddit hot takes and then my pick'ems and also my top 10 list. That's what I was forgetting in between those. So let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. Obviously, there isn't a ton of input, but mainly my opinion about DRX. I feel like that's going to be a little bit hot. Same with T1. But yeah. Go check out my other videos, like my power rankings, all that kind of stuff that I've already uploaded. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.